don't think that there will be any sort of resolution which will call on the parties to impose an immediate ceasefire without Hamas being condemned or without calling them to lay down their arms. So Cameron is obviously here to try and push all parties to reach a ceasefire. But what's interesting about Cameron's position really is that it differs quite a lot from the rest of the world besides the US. David Cameron wants a sustainable ceasefire, not necessarily an immediate ceasefire. And he's also calling on Hamas to lay down its arms and release all hostages. Now, that's not what the United Nations Security Council is drafting right now. They have not mentioned the fact that Hamas should lay down its arms. It's also not really mentioning Hamas at all. So David Cameron is really trying now to, I think, try and bridge the gaps between the United States and the rest of the world, really. But it is a long way to reach any sort of consensus here, mainly because the United States and the UK are very much alone in supporting Israel.
Right, and meanwhile, we're waiting still for the UN Security Council to finish its work on this motion on Gaza. When will that happen, and how is it going to play out in the end, do you think, Jotam?
Well, first of all, it was supposed to already have happened on Monday, so it's significantly delayed. And the reason for that being is that the United States says, if you want our support, you need to change the language. First of all, Hamas needs to be condemned. The last resolution didn't even mention Hamas. You need to condemn Hamas, and you need to call for a lasting ceasefire where Hamas is not a player inside Gaza. They're supposed to vote today. I don't think it's going to happen. We might be surprised. But I don't think that there will be any sort of resolution which will call on the parties to impose an immediate ceasefire without Hamas being condemned or without calling them to lay down their arms. So I think first of all, I really don't think that this resolution will do much, because Israel has said that it has one goal and one goal only. Two goals, actually, to dismantle Hamas and get the hostages out. Ceasefire negotiations can only happen if Hamas agrees to release the hostages. And they've said today, actually, a few hours ago, we will not release any hostages until there is a lasting ceasefire, until Israel stops all its military operations in Gaza.
Right, Jotam Cofino, thank you.